Hi folks, some of you will know us, some of you don't. For those of you who don't, I'm Peter Skelton. I own and run the Levee Brewery and Pub in Valdez, North Carolina with my wife Andrea. Today we have got a nice little tasting flight that we're going to go through with you guys. We're going to go down the line from left to right. What have we got? We've got our Daylight Robbery, which is our blonde ale, nice and light, delicious, perfect in cold weather, perfect in hot weather, just all around decent, tasty beer. We have a new and exciting beer. We have our Hubble Trouble Belgian Double, which is a lot of fun to say and even more fun to drink. We've got a real classic, an exemplar of the style, West Coast Double IPA, West Coast Friends. And lastly, but not leastly, we have our Christmas themed Imperial Stout, our Dark Shadows Imperial Stout with Pecan Pie. So obviously as a brewery and pub, we brew all of these beers in-house here, so we thought it might be fun to take you through them. Not only talk a little bit about some of the more interesting technical details and flavour notes, but also obviously have a taste, because what is beer for if not for drinking? So we'll start at the lighter end of things. Like we said, this is our Daylight Robbery Blonde Ale. We make this one with a nice combination of British and North Carolina grown malts. So you get a lot of complexity and you get a lot of that good local flavour. Hops wise, we're using a blend of Willamette hops and Styrian Goldings, which gives you a nice little mix. You get some very subtle notes of blackcurrant from the Willamette, and you get a lot of very delicate lemongrass notes coming from those Styrian Goldings. It's a combination that we're pretty proud. We think we came up with that in a very clever way. It tastes great if you want to crack a cold one after mowing the lawn, or if you just want to come here after a long day at work. Sip one until it's all gone. It goes great for both situations. So we've got else next in the list. Next in the list too, one style you don't see so much is a Belgian Double, unless you're in Belgium probably. So this is your second in line of the Belgian beers, which go single, double, triple and quad. So you can see it's a nice ruby red, amber, brown colour. Again, we're really playing up some North Carolina grown malts here. We get a lot of interesting stuff from our friends at Epiphany Craft Malts out of Durham, and this really highlights their caramel and roasted malts. It's also fermented carefully with a nice friendly Belgian yeast strain. So you get a little bit of that sort of bubblegum kind of fruity flavour from the yeast, and you get a nice bit of banana flavour from the yeast as well. And there's some pepperiness, some spiciness, again, all from the yeast, which just backs everything up, crisps everything out, and dries out the flavour for you. So it's caramelly without being sweet. And you really get all of that nice banana flavour on the back end. Roasty up front, toasty, a little bit of nice brown bread. All just very delicious. Might be a good breakfast beer if you're into that kind of thing. Which they do make a breakfast stout. So I didn't invent that, so who's to say? Next on down the list, nice classic West Coast double IPA. Almost 8%, lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of sea hops. We've got lots of Chinook, a fair amount of Amarillo, which is obviously in the sea hop. It's an A hop, but still lots of nice orange peel and piss from that. And the Chinook hops in here are actually grown in Michigan, so that makes for a fun, unique twist, because you get a lot of that piney, resiny flavour from the Chinook. Lots of late additions in the Whirlpool and in the dry hops. But you also get a little bit of kind of raw pineapple from those Chinook hops, which is makes for a nice balance out. Nice and bitter, nice and hoppy, nice sticky resiny finish. And you get the dry hops on the front, you get the kettle hops in the middle, and then you get the dry hops again at the end. Very delicious. And if you're looking for something that's a little bit more Christmas season, obviously the weather's cold now. It went from 90 down to 55 like it saw a state trooper on the highway. So we broke out our Imperial Stout recipe, and we ran a batch, and it came out tasting like molasses, which is obviously super delicious in and of itself. And this time of year, I'm thinking Thanksgiving, I'm thinking pecan pie. So we threw some pecans into it and let it do its thing. And now it tastes kind of exactly like a pecan pie. It's been very popular. So much so that we're having to make another batch of it already. We thought that this was going to last until Christmas, and here we are. We're on our last keg. There is more coming, but if you want it, you better hurry on down and hope we still got some. So right now, that molasses comes up first, and then the malt comes through, and you get all of that sort of graham crackery, crusty, sweet pastry type flavour, and then the nuttiness comes through and just lasts and finishes on the palate. 9% beer, so you can have one or two of these and you're going to have a great holiday. Certainly part of my